Hey guys, how we doing? Happy Monday. It's Monday. When I said the dates on these videos, that means I can't use it again. Note to self, right? Unless I'm going to use it on a Monday, right? Unless I'm using Monday. Come on in here. It's your girl, Sherry Summers, your revenue master life coach. I'm just checking if you're tuning in from YouTube. Make sure you hit the bell and the subscribe button, and make sure you join us every day where we tune in inside of our faith, favor, and finance group. So if you want to hop on over there, that's awesome too. If you want to stay where you are, that's even awesome too. Hey, we're going to talk about what do you do when you feel like just throwing your hands up and just throwing in the towel because the things are not going up as planned. If you're inside of my faith, favor, and finance, hopefully you can give me a one in the chat to make sure that you can hear me. I like to check to make sure that my sound is good and that my sound is right. So that's why I'm looking down at my phone, because I make sure that my sound is on point. Okay, good. Because honey, good, good, good. Plus I have a new headphone, so I had to make sure that it works. Okay, good. We are good. All right, give me a one in the chat if you can hear me good. Hear me clearly. We're going to talk about what do you do when you're ready to throw in the towel, because at the end of the day, I really teach about being accountable, being consistent. At the end of the day, I always teach inside of my faith, favor, and finance group. I always teach about making sure, hey guys, how you doing? Hey Naina, how you doing? Hey Sherry, how you doing? I always teach about making sure that every hour of the day you are accountable for. Like you're accountable for every hour of the day, right? There's a book called Outwitting the Devil. My team, my life insurance agent, and my 2K Revenue Attraction Factor team, they are reading that book right now called Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill. And one of the things inside of that book, it says the way the fear factor getting your mind, or the way thoughts getting your mind, is when you don't have a time for the accountability of the day. When you don't have a time, thank you so much, Sherry, I appreciate it. When you don't have a accountability for your hour or for your time, things can get in the way. So if you're just slacking and don't know what you're going to do that hour or that time, that's when thoughts come in. That's when the wrong mindset come in. And that's when the success habit is no longer on track. So today I have my things down. I have my list. I have my routine. I know what I'm getting ready to do. And when I reached like the third thing on the list, it wasn't going as expected, right? I had a call. If you guys are ladies or in the insurance area, y'all know what it means. I'm on the phone trying to talk to an insurance company. You know, it's COVID, so it's like an hour before I can get through. And I'm like, I'm going to send this to my assistant because I'm sitting here waiting for a whole hour to talk to somebody. I'm like, okay, well, I can't do that today. Then I'm trying to do this graphic and it's not working. I'm like, let me just send that to my graphic designer. But there are times that you schedule things in your life and then things are not going as planned. How many of y'all have that? Give me a 3 in the chat if you ever have those kind of days, because I'm having those kind of days today that I got my things that I need to get done. And every time I try to do something seems like a shift. Something else is getting in the way. And I truly believe that in self-awareness. I truly believe in taking an examination of the moment, of the time, and said, is this what I'm supposed to be doing right now? Or God is just trying to show me this is not what I need to be working on right now. I am big on observing my time. I am big on observing my being awareness, so like having self-control and being aware of where I am. So when you feel like throwing in the towel, when you feel like, I had enough of this today, it's not going, my whole goal is always having my day plan. I want to run my day. I don't want my day to run me. But we also know that not everything goes as planned. There's a joke that says, if you want to hear a joke from God, tell him your plan, because whatever you think your plan is, God is going to have a different plan for your life. So today was one of those days for me. So I say, well, how do you feel like when you're just throwing in the towel? What do you do? What do you do? And in this essence, God knows I was feeling like this today. So here's what I did. The first thing I did, I said, the situation that's occurring, do I have control of it? Right? The situation that is occurring, do I have control of it? So he did. The first thing I asked myself. The second thing I asked myself, is this a life or death situation? The answer was no. No, right? Because we only want to work on the things that we have control of, right? If we don't have control of the outcome, that's not for us to control. Then I started saying, what are some things that I've been putting off, or a few things I've been putting off that I have control of doing that I could be doing right now? What are some things that I have put off for so long and I have control of doing them, and I want to focus on those? So I started going to a list of things that I had a list of things that I said, these are the things I need to get back to that I haven't done. And I started making those lists. And so by doing that, I said, what are the things that I have control of that I could be doing right now? So when I did that, when I started looking at things, I had to call Amazon for something that didn't come in. I had to return something that to the store that I didn't get returned. So I started focusing on the things that I have control of. And then importantly, I also asked myself, what energy, because we always talk about energy, right? What energy am I operating from? Like, what energy am I operating from this second, this moment, in this time? What energy? Because wherever I go, whether it's to the store or wherever I talk to someone on the phone, even you guys, that energy just gonna, if it's a negative or it's a positive, it's just gonna reflect. So I have to be really check myself every time, not for anyone else, but for me to be able, because when you're in the wrong energy, you can miss blessings, you can miss opportunity. When you're in the wrong energy, you can miss blessings and you can miss opportunity. So when things are not going as planned, it's important to do a self-examination of what the cause is and see if you have control of that, right? And every day we're on a self-taught, self-serving. Every day we're on a self-examination of our own self. If you want to know how powerful you can become, is being able to master oneself. When you can master yourself and master your energy, doesn't mean that you're not going to get upset. Doesn't mean that you're going to be perfect. It just know that you're aware of the situation. You're aware that when something is your energy is off. You're aware, so you know when to step away from the table. You're aware when you say, this is not happening today. You're aware when you need to start calling on God and say, God, I need you right now. I need you this second. I need you to take care of this. So it's so important that we create self-mastery so we can own oneself. Right inside of the book, Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill. That's an amazing book. I recommend to everyone. We're reading inside of our 2K Revenue Attraction Factor. I'm also have my life insurance agents. They're reading it as well. And he talks about one of the biggest things that the devil gets in our mind is through fear, right? Through fear. And when we're walking in our life, there's only two things, either faith or fear. There's no in between, right? Faith or fear. So, and sometimes when we have fear, our energy of fear put off the wrong energy, and then we start acting up, and then sometimes we yelling at our kids, yelling at our husband, yelling at our wife, our spouse, and they're not even the root cause of the situation. They're not even the root cause of the situation. So it's so important that we do a self-examination and ask yourself, what is the root cause? And when you truly realize, and be honest with yourself, what the root cause is it. Hey, Cynthia, how you doing? What the root cause is it. The next thing you need to do is ask yourself, do you have control of that cause? Do you have control of that situation? Is that situation in alignment with what you're trying to do today? Right? Not next year, next month, but for today. Because what you do today is you're going to reap later. I have one of my agents today, we had our calls, and she said to me, she says, Sherry, I had planted some seeds back last year, and I'm getting ready to harvest these seeds to this year in a few months, in a few days. But keep in mind, I had planted them last year. So if I hadn't stayed on my end game and watered those seeds when I had planted them, I would not be able to reap it now. Don't miss that at all. And staying on your A game and planting those seeds mean not losing sight of what you're called to do, regardless of distractions that are around you. Being able to stay focused even when sometimes you don't feel like it, right? I was listening to Kobe Bryant, and I normally play good interviews so I can listen to what their response is. And Kobe Bryant says his number one aim when he started off with the Charlotte Hornets first and then went to Lakers was to become the best number one basketball player. And he says he missed vacations. He missed so many things. He become relentless of following his purpose. So his purpose was to become the number one basketball player. And he said in doing so, he realized, what is going to stop me in becoming the number one basketball basketball player. Here, hey guys, if you're just joining me, we're talking about how you feel like throwing in the towel. What do you do about it? So I'm using the analogy of Kobe Bryant, and when he said he know that there are two things he need to do, two things that he's weak at, right? Two things, and actually it's three. I'll throw my three in there. The first thing that he know he was weak at, he said he know he needed to find a team that is able, that has the capability and the resources to get him to be the person he wants to be. Listen up. He needs to find the team that will be able to give him the tools and the resources. What do I mean by that? He said he knew, that's number two, he knew that he was not the fastest person in the NBA. So he needed to be stronger. So being stronger, that means he needed to build muscles. So he needed to start working out to be stronger. So he can be stronger, he can be faster, because his end goal of being stronger, being faster, is the fact that he can be the number one player in the NBA. So he started looking at his weaknesses. The second weakness he said he saw was he wasn't on the team that could help him. So he was traded from the Hornets to the Lakers because the Lakers had the resources to move him to the level of where he needs to be. Get this, where he needs to be. There's somebody that needed to hear this today. So one of the things that we need to realize is, where do we need to be? And who have the resources for us to get there? That way we don't have to throw in the towel. That way we don't have to keep spinning our wheels. Who is there? Who is in our sight to show us where we need to be? And what do I need to be accountable for and consistent with so I can reach that goal? Those are the things that we have to ask ourselves, that he had asked himself. So what did he do? He started working out on himself. A lot of people don't know this, but one of the reasons why Kobe Bryant got a helicopter, which he said in his interview, is because he didn't want to waste any time when it come to workout. So LA traffic was very, very backed up. So he got a helicopter so he can get to the gym in time, picking up his kids in time. It wasn't more for luxury. It was also in alignment with his end goal of being a number one player. And he accomplished that, right? And it each is right before he passed away. So I'm asking you today, the thing that's making you frustrated, the thing that make you want to throw in the towel, what do you have the power to control? Do you need to transform your routine? Do you need to wake up earlier? Do you need to assign that task to someone else? Do you need to get an assistant? What is the thing that you need to do? Do you need to go to bed earlier? You need to assign it to somebody else who know better how to do it. Do you need a marketing plan? What is the thing? Whatever the challenge is right now, today, on Monday, we got to start loving Mondays again. We got to be able to use these tools and strategy, so when things happen that is beyond our control, we know where to tap in and say, oh, I've been here before. I'm going to use the tools and strategy to get myself back in alignment again. We got to learn how to tap into our superpower, and tapping into our superpower, I mean, what are some formula that you've designed for yourself? So when things seem like it's not going as planned, you just said, I'm not doing it. One of my ladies are on my team. She was like, hey, I need you to create this landing page. Now, don't get me wrong. I know how to do a landing page. I've been with Entreport for a long time. Entreport is my CRM. But I also know that for me to sit there and talk about what I want, I don't have time for that. So I said to her, I said, listen, you create it, because I'm big on making sure my time is being used wisely. So one of the things you got to ask yourself is do a self-examination. What is going on right now? What is the inner cause of the frustration? And when you ask yourself, what is the inner cause of the frustration? You ask yourself, do I have control of that, right? Is it in alignment with my end goal? Do I have control of it? What energy am I putting out right now? Because whatever you put out, you're going to get back. That's mandatory. So then you ask yourself, what is my weakness in trying to get whatever I want to accomplish? If I'm sitting here trying to do graphic design to create a logo that I'm not good at, I can get on Fiverr Fiverr. I can get on Fiverr.com. I can get on Upwork, and I can get a $5 logo within my budget if that's what I need, right? And people don't buy from your logo, by the way. But whatever that thing that's stopping me from moving the angle further, I have to do a self-examination of oneself and see how I can transform. I can transform so I can start loving Monday again. If you wake up and went to somebody's job that you're not happy about being there, you don't feel like your talent, your genius, your tools are being birthed. What are you going to do about that to move the angle on that Monday? What are you going to do about that? Do you need to go to another position? Do you need to go higher in your career? Or do you need to start working on your business so you can just fire your boss? To each his own. But at any given time, it's important and it's imperative that you understand that you have choices and every person is responsible for their own action. And as you create consistency and a routine in your life, what will happen? Your life will start compounding with favors. Your life will start going in the direction. There's, someone said to me the other day, there's not good or bad or life get hard and then it get easy. No, life is hard and easy. Sometimes you're just in that type of season. But when you're in the season, you can analyze it. Okay, so this is the season I'm in. Here's a strategy that I used before. Let me try it again. Let me pivot over here. Let me create this mindset to get to the results that I'm trying to achieve. Because not because you woke up this morning and say you want to chase that bag or you want to go after that bag or you want to secure that bag, whatever you want to say you're doing, you want to track that bag. Not because you woke up this morning. That doesn't mean life was not going to happen. So life doesn't get better, you get stronger. You build your faith muscles to get stronger so you can overcome when situations don't always go as planned. There are times I used to tell myself, hold on, let me just go back to sleep a little bit and then I come back. Let me just go ahead and go to sleep a little bit and I'll come back because Lord Jesus, this day, right? So life doesn't get better, we get stronger. That's what we have to do. We get stronger. So if you're on this Monday that God has given us a second chance and open our eyes one more day, I want you, and you feel like, listen, this is just not going right today. I want you to take these little strategies that I have taught you and I have said to you, make sure you identify what is the issue? What is the root cause of the issue? How can I change it? Is it something that's going to move my business forward? Am I in alignment with where I need to be? Where's the weak spot? Right? Where's the weak spot? We're having this event, a boot camp event for life insurance, our agents. And one of the agents says, hey, I'm going to cook for everyone. I'm just going to make sure I make a great meal for everyone. And I said to her, I said, listen, that night of the boot camp, I am so grateful you want to cook for everyone. But after you're done with the training, your brain is going to be in overload. Do you truly believe you're going to have this great aroma of want to cook for everyone? And, I just had her go to a place. So when we get there, she's not frustrated and said, I wish I didn't say what I said, right? And she's like, good point. We're going to eat out. So just doing a self-examination and know your limit, know how far you're willing to go and know how far what you can put up with. I think one of the things that as a life coach that I learned when I get my master life coaching certificate, I specialize in attracting revenue and using our mindset to attract revenue, right? And one of the things that I learned in life coaching is how to know my limit. How to know how far I can go, what to say yes to and what to say no to. Don't say yes to things that I know I don't have time to do. Don't say yes to things that's not pleasing or in alignment where I'm trying to go. Kobe Bryant talked about a lot of stuff that him and Vanessa had to miss out on because he was busy trying to be the number one basketball player. He was busy trying to be that person that can leave a legacy. Kobe died empty. Right? Yes, it was a short-lived in some people's eyes, but he died empty. But what I mean empty he gave us all his talent. I pray that when I leave this planet, I can say, Lord, I don't have anything left because I gave all I got. I gave all the tools that you have given me in the toolbox. I have used them. There's nothing there sit dormant. And I pray that the same prayer for you as well. All the tools, all the resources, all the information that he has given you, I pray that nothing stay dormant. Every time I buy another CRM or buy something from my company, I always analyze, is it being used? What about that template or that thing that you bought and that digital course that you've bought and you just been sitting on your computer and sitting on your iPad and you say you're going to get to it and you never get to it? Have you used it to their capacity? Have you used it? Have you get your money's worth out of it yet? Those are all things that we don't have to revamp the wheel. Sometimes the answer is right on our phone, right in our Dropbox, right in our Google Drive. If I'm talking to you, go ahead and give me a 2 in the chat. Right in our Google Drive, and we bought all these digital courses and we said we're going to get to it and we never did, right? We want to be able to use up every gift and talent that God has given us. And many times when I'm going through a struggle or going through a feeling like I'm doing a force, I have to step back and say, okay, let's get back to the basic. Another strategy I use, and I end here, is going back to the basics. Whenever the things are feeling out of alignment, I take a breather and I get back to the basic. What is a basic? What was I doing this in the first place for? I get back to the basic. And when I started going back to the basic, I quickly realized the purpose and the reason behind what I was doing. And I just take a step back and then the answer will come to me. All right, guys, listen, this is so good. This information is so important. And if you implement this information, I guarantee you it can transform your life. It's easy to talk about the things that we need to do, but I also want to talk about the things when things come up on us that we have no control of. We're mind our business and life just happened. See, those are the important tools, because if you know how to overcome challenges, it makes you a powerful man or woman. It makes you a powerful person that it's good to boss up when things are going great. It's easy to boss up when things are going good in your life. But when things are at the worst or at the challenge, I'm talking to a couple of people on a conference call the other night, and I said, listen, I was going through a divorce and no one know it. I was going through some negative things and no one know it. I said, my staff was still being paid. They didn't know half the stuff that was going on. And I went through a divorce. I left a job and everything, and no one knew it on my team because I kept feeding them. I kept making sure that they have money to feed their family. I said, I was operating the business, even going through all that. So it's so important. And the only reason I was able to do it wasn't about taking on so much, is because I learned the power of self-mastery. Tony Robbins is huge on self-mastery and success habit. His whole coaching program is deal with success habits and self-mastery, right? So we got to tap into the core. So I know it's not the marketing tool, but guess what? Like I said, you first, marketing second. You first, spiritual first, then the practical. I always say that. That's so important. All right, guys. So I would chat here. I just wanted to come in and just dive in about how you feel, where you feel like throwing in the towels, and some strategies that you can use on a Monday to get you back and going. I hope this was for somebody. So make sure that you tag, share it, whatever you need to do, because somebody need to be blessed by this. It's your girl, Sherry Summers, your Revenue Master Life Coach. Have a good day. Happy money making Monday, y'all.